Mahnoor Fatima. Welcome you on the YouTube channel. Canadian Immigration Introduction, History, Regulation and Procedure. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. IRCC is the department of the Government of Canada with responsibilities for matters dealing with immigration to Canada, refugees, and Canadian citizenship established in 1994. The Departmental Results Report 2018 till 2019 stated that a total of 7,414 full-time equivalent employees are currently employed with IRCC. The same report states that IRCC plans to have 7,378 full-time equivalent employees in 2019 till 2020 and to 7,304 in 2020 till 2021. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's mandate is specified in the Department of Citizenship and Immigration Act. The Minister of IRCC administers the Citizenship Act of 1977 and in subsequent amendments. The Minister of IRCC works closely with the Minister of Public Safety in relation with administration of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. IRCC, together with its partner, has the responsibility of conducting the screening of potential permanent and temporary residents to protect the health, safety, and security of Canadians, the issuance and control of Canadian passport and other travel documents that facilitate the travel of Canadian citizens and permanent residents and protected person is also under the responsibility of IRCC. In collaboration with partners, IRCC will continue to work to build a stronger Canada by promoting programs and gearing towards helping newcomers to successfully integrate and fully live the Canadian way of life, maximizing their abilities to help build better communities. Native Canadians are working to introduce them with the values, duties, and responsibilities as new Canadians without prejudice of their race and religious belief. It also aims to advance in terms of its immigration and humanitarian activities and policies. The objective of IRCC is to be instrumental in helping build a stronger Canada through immigration, which aims to continue its humanitarian efforts that is known all over the world. The vision is to solidify the goal of creating a stable economic agenda as well as its social and cultural landscape. History. Prior to the establishment of Naturalization Act of 1947, persons who were born in Canada as well as those who were naturalized Canadians regardless of their country of origin were all categorized as British subject. Therefore, during these times, citizen and citizenship referred to people living in Canada rather than those in possession of Canadian citizenship status. When the Citizenship Act was put in place, it formalized the sense of nationalism and Canadian identity to its citizenry. Under the British North America Act of 1867, immigration responsibilities were shared by the federal government and provincial territorial governments and commissions. Immigration Acts and Regulation. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada was created and is guided by the principle provided in specific Canadian law. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom is guiding light in enforcing immigration policies and laws and preserving human rights. The acts and regulations highlight the guiding principles of IRCC operations and dealing with organizations in Canada and abroad. There are 7 main acts related to Canadian immigration as under. Canadian Multiculturalism Act protects the heritage of each citizen to practice freedom of religion, opinion, conscience, and use of official language, to name a few. Citizenship Act defines and identifies persons living in Canada as Canadian citizens in legal circumstances such as natural born citizen or naturalized citizen. Department of Citizenship and Immigration Act. The Act created this federal government department to oversee the immigration and citizenship operations. Financial Administration Act a provision created to guide financial management in the Government of Canada applicable to all its federal agencies with the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada is one of the agency. Immigration and Refugee Protection Act IRPA created for Canadian immigration policies and provisions for protecting people seeking refuge in Canada who are being prosecuted, countryless, and lives are in imminent danger. Revolving Funds Act. Under the Consolidated Revenue Fund, the Minister of Citizenship and Immigration can utilize this for passport and related travel services within Canada and abroad. Users Fee Act, an act respecting users' fee. 15 gateways to enter into Canada. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada facilitates the arrival of immigrants, provide protection to refugees and offer programming to newcomers and settle in Canada. It also grants citizenship and issue travel documents such as passport to Canadians. There are 15 gateways to enter into Canada. Express entry. Immigrate as a skilled worker. Family sponsorship. Sponsor your relatives, including your spouse, partner, children, parents, grandparents, and others to immigrate. Provincial nominees immigrate by being nominated by a Canadian province or territory. Quebec selected skilled workers immigrate as a skilled worker in the province of Quebec. Atlantic Immigration Program immigrate by graduating from school or working in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, or Newfoundland and Labrador. Caregivers immigrate by providing care for children or the elderly or those with medical needs or work as a live-in caregiver. Startup visa immigrate by starting a business and creating jobs. Self employed immigrate as a self employed person in cultural or athletic activities. Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot smaller Canadian communities supporting their local economy through immigration. Pilot opens to permanent resident applicants later in 2090. Agri-Food Pilot immigrate by working specific agri-food industries and occupations. Temporary resident to permanent resident pathway. The temporary resident to permanent resident pathway is a limited time pathway to permanent residence. It is for certain temporary residents who are currently working in Canada and their families. Permanent residence pathway for Hong Kong residents. Two pathways to permanent residence for eligible Hong Kong residents who are currently in Canada. Economic Mobility Pathways Pilot immigrate through economic permanent residence pathway as an eligible skilled refugee. Refugee immigrate as a refugee or become a sponsor. Appeal your immigration decision. Appeal to the Immigration and Refugee Board about sponsorship, removal orders, and residency obligation requirements. Main services and information. There are certain steps and services involved in Canadian immigration. First, sign in or create an account. Apply online, pay your fees, get your application status, and check your messages. Second, check your application status. Get online updates for your application using personal details. Third, find forms and guides. Get the forms you need to apply to come to Canada, to apply for Canadian citizenship, or to get a permanent resident card. Check application processing time, how long it takes to process applications by type, country, and how you applied, paper or online. 5. Pay your fees. How to pay online or at a bank based on what you applied for and where you are. 6. Request a refund. How to request a refund? View your receipts and save a copy of your records. Change your address. How to change your address? Depending on where you are and if you have an application in progress right now. Ask about or update your application. Find how to track, update, or ask a question about your application. 9. Get a police check. Who need to get a police certificate and how and where to get one in the country where you live. Get biometrics. How to give your fingerprints and photo for an application and where to submit your biometrics. Get a medical exam. Who needs to get a medical exam and which doctors can do them in the country where you live. 12. Find an office, visa application centers, visa offices outside and in Canada and where to send your application. 13. Use a representative. Hire a representative, file a complaint, or authorize an unpaid third party to help with your application. 14. Protect yourself from fraud. Avoid becoming a victim of immigration fraud such as marriage fraud, document fraud, or email or internet scams. Thanks for watching the video and sparing your precious time. Subscribe our channel to obtain more information about immigration, traveling and touring around the world. Mahnoor Fatma, your host, requests to close the video. See you soon in our next video with new information. Take care and bye for now.